3, 2, 1, go. Alright, yeah, that's right. Get hype. We are back for Phoenix Wright. And in 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony, so let's get it. Let's go. This court is now in. Hold on. Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Anna. Aw, shit. He's telling her some bullshit. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible, terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Oh no. This isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway. Right. Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet. This motherfucker. What an asshole. He blackmailing her. Like, okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Wow. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Y'all already know what it is. What? Till the beat back. You love to hear it. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edward. That chief. He's something else, huh, pals? Whoa, Detective Gumshoe. Well, I mean, I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. I've already decided where to work. Damn, that was fast. At your office? My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. Damn, he's talking about Maya. Aww. Talking about Maya. So, looks like we're all out of moves now, man. This motherfucker's done it again. How is it that he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify. And my goddamn controller is dead? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. It doesn't make sense, guys. It just doesn't make sense. It's not fair that he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, right? Remember what the judge... But Chief, that's not a right to be casually invoked.
There are certain risks to be considered.
He did say that. Risk? What did he mean by that? It's actually simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say it? I'm pretty sure this is Lana coming out to say this. Oh, it's Emma. Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on? Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's kind of funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. Wait, what do you mean, bro? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do any and everything that Chief told her to do. Damn. I guess that must have been why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself, alright? Look, if you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now, I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, look, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Ooh, bars, Gumshoe. Bars. Emma, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. What? I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Anyway, let's go, right? It's time to end this. Them niggas working together, Shuichi and Nagito. Oh my goodness. You love to see. February 25th, 2:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
Oh, I think this the big one. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Scott, please take this stand?
Looking good as shit. Miss Lana Sky, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get him. Aw shit, here we go, y'all. Let's get it! Gant fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this?
They might hit the John Cena.
Are you sure about that?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana...
If this is true, then that means she again has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's holding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yikes. Oh, you hate to hear it. Yeah. This is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright, let's get it! I worked alongside Gant for years.
How many years exactly?
Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then. So that would be 5 years. She's 29. Detective Gant and Detective Scott were legendary partners.
I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good for the first guy at school as Mia.
Yeah, man. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
But think about it, Miss Sky. You did murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. A? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip.
Wow.
I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself.
Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, and all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago?
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene.
You say you did this all by yourself?
Yes.
Telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
Uh-oh. The music cut off, y'all. You knew Edgeworth wasn't going for it. You know he ain't going for it. It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What?
It doesn't match up.
The prosecutor died from the unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away, right? It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yeah. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's knife and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head ain't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask her for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
I knew the tip of the weapon found it.
According to your testimony, Prosecutor Neil Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right?
And leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it, period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying, she did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the very end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone.
I gotta get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction.
You showed up on the scene. Where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chican's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The big jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events
threatened my plan. I actually think, you know what, this is it. Because if you think about it, wasn't the jar on the other side? You know what, we going for the jar. Final answer. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, buddy.
Get that
I'm mad he
motherfucker.
didn't slam his hand on the desk. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been for nothing. Even so, man, hit the Hajime. Even so, I'm compelled to bring it to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threaten my plan." Yeah, that's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on that jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Right. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Oh my God, he's right!
Order in the motherfucking court.
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its dying message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
She looks angry. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was in the dark in the room. It was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm not sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dart was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright, let's see what we got. I immediately noticed the blood trace. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. You sure about that? I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
Wait, what do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Whoa! Uh-oh! I say it again. Uh-oh! So, we know what's about to happen now, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold it in like Monokuma. Hold it in. I mean, do I present it again? Because it says final fragment found in Chief Gant's jar.
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals the truth even you were unaware of.
Wait, what?
We found the final in Chief Gant's safe.
In his safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yeah, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
Oh, shit!
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
Fuck that! I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are far too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
Well, that may be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that?
Fuck that! Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh! Yeah, you're right.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break a jar?
Look at these niggas working together. Bro, you'll love to see it.
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years?
Oh yeah. Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
Oh, the judge losing it. He's losing it. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hit one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence.
Look at these niggas!
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it pretty obvious?
What happened next?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, to create evidence that would incriminate Dark. Sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the Chief's puppet. Ooh, she just, bro. Oh my gosh, she just bit her bro. If she was a Titan, she would be transformed right now. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. The defense attorneys make up Emma's foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies, huh? Imagine that, coming from our own goddamn client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Really? Wait a minute.
Oh shit. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of this trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana,
Lana might be right after all. What? What do you mean, right? So, you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? No, Miss Sky. Please testify once more. But, if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. Woo! Goddamn! I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.